And in terms of her being a woman, are you simply playing the lines, playing the part? Have you tried to, to what degree is the fact that she's a woman, which I assume is the first time you've done this?
It's the first, well, no, the first part I ever played was the Virgin Mary. That's when I was at school.
It's hard to kind of go up from that. Do you know what I mean? I mean that's...
Well, her text wasn't nearly as witty as Lady Bracknell's. But I have to tell you,
She had a better writer.
I was at a boys' school, all boys' school, and I did this when I was, all of 13 or something. But I've always been kind of interested in the idea of playing a woman. And at one point I was thinking of doing, in fact I was asked to do The Provoked Wife at the British National Theatre. And I thought about it very, very carefully. And then I decided, you probably know the play better than I do.
Provoked Wife?
Because the joke is that he's a very, very big, masculine, butch guy.
Right.
And so that didn't really fill the bill for me.
Yeah.
And but this is the first chance that I've had to that's interested me anyway to play a woman. And in the first version of this play, which was actually in 4 acts, there was a reference to Lady Bracknell having a masculine mind.
Right.
And
right. Because we did the 4-act version the last time.
Yes.
That's right.
And when I told Mike Nichols I was doing this, he said, "Well, she's a man anyway."
It's a bit sententious.
Yeah. He'd done
categorical.
He'd done the play years and years ago in Vancouver, actually. And I don't agree with him.
Right.
I don't think she's a man at all.
But people tend to do that. They do it with Tennessee Williams. They do it with Oscar Wilde. There's something about, the estate, actually, Tennessee Williams' estate had to stop the cross-gender, and I don't think they should have, but they did do that. And I think there's a kind of view which can be reductive of just saying, well, really, they were writing men in women's clothing or vice versa, and you don't feel that that view is correct.
A gay playwright is always accused of that women are really men, But I don't think I buy that. Do you?
No, I don't. I don't buy it at all of Tennessee Williams, and I don't buy it here.
I really don't, because of course gay playwrights have created some of the most memorable women's parts and some of the best women's parts that's ever been written.
And of course, as you said of Noel Coward, anytime you're a playwright, you are all the people on the stage.
That's right.
But you can only write from what you feel and know.
Right. That's right. That's right. Have we answered those questions?
We've answered those questions.
Yeah.
Now, here's a question about, now that we're talking about the gay theme within this play, but there's an interesting subtext in this play, of course, about young men leading double lives. And as you're rehearsing it and going, and of course in your one-man show about Oscar, that's very much an important part of it. Is there a deeper meaning here? Do you think he was really writing about his own life? Or tell us about that.
No. I don't think you go there with the importance of being earnest. It's a very, very delicate comedy, and you don't want any of the. I mean, some of the text gives you the willies.
It's scary. Being ridiculed on the platform, which of course is in this text, and then 2 years later, he was ridiculed on a platform. Is he being taken to prison?
That's right, at Clapham Junction. And there's all this stuff about dying in Paris. And there's a lot of really spooky stuff.
Where he died,
And there's a lot of coded gay stuff, as you know.
Bunbury.
In the play, yes, that's probably the most obvious one. But there are lots of them, and a lot of the names were
codes.
Yes,
I see.
And there's a lot of that. But I just that doesn't interest me with regard to this play. It certainly interests me in the one-man show because it's the story of his life.
Right.
And that's a very, very important part of the story of his life. But you don't want any of those kind of overtones, I think, in this play. And I don't think he intended it either.
Right.
I think he meant it to be a barrel of laughs. In fact, he's quoted as saying that in a much wittier way, of course. But no, it's very. As a matter of fact, I'm just at the moment reading a very, very interesting book about André Gide and Oscar Wilde. It's fascinating, and because I didn't know too much about Gide, I knew that they'd met in Algeria, but it's a really, really interesting book, and might make one of those plays like Mary Queen of Scots, the sort of imaginary meeting and
yes.
friendship of great people. It will be kind of interesting, maybe rather academic, but interesting.
Brian, we have to wrap now. But
oh my God, haven't we done half an hour?
It's zoomed by.
Oh.
But it's so good to have you back, Brian.
Oh, it's good to be
You've been much
back.
missed. And
It's
it's
great.
great to have you here.
It's great,
And
Anthony.
will you come back and do another one of these before the season's over?
Yeah.
And then you can tell us a bit more about the experience,
Yeah,
and maybe we can do it
absolutely.
when you're doing Forever Yours.
Yes, I'd be very happy to do that. Yeah.
We have next week Colm Feore, Donna Feore here. They're going to talk about Cyrano de Bergerac, which of course is taking place here on the festival stage. That's going to be a great deal of fun, so please join us. But it's good. It's good to get time with you, and I highly counsel you to tell your friends and run, don't walk, to buy tickets to see Brian this summer. Goodbye. See you next week.